Welcome to the Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy podcast. In this episode, I'm excited to be introducing you to something we've never done before. This is something that I am really excited to be doing, and this is a podcast series. Not only is this a podcast series, but this is a podcast series that you actually want to hear. This is going to cover the journey of training a dog, how to train an amazing hunting retriever. We're going to go from start to fully trained. We're going to go from step one all the way to the end. I'm going to cover and tell you what we teach in our 52 plus step-by-step course, which is part of the complete retriever package. I'm going to go from the very beginning all the way to fully trained. The reason I'm doing this, well, I'll just tell you a few reasons. Number one, there's a lot out there. Never before have you been presented with more information than you're being presented with right now. And if I'm being honest, if I was in your shoes and I didn't know anything about this world, all I knew is I liked duck hunting and I wanted a great duck hunting dog, I would be overwhelmed. I would be feeling unsure of what the right path is. What should I do? What should I do next? Who do I trust? All of this, because there's so many voices out there. And the truth is, on the training journey, if you get confused and you go the wrong path, you can end up in a world of hurt. And honestly, let's just be real. If you go and you want a streamlined process, but you're taking advice from tons of different places, you're going to end up going around the world to finally get to where you want to go. You're going to spend more time than you want to do it, and it's going to cost you. So, this podcast series is designed to help you cut through all the confusion, all the chaos out there, and just have a trusted source. And why would you trust me? Why would you trust us? Well, that's simple. Over the past almost 9 years now of starting this, and probably by the time I'm done with this series, it will be 9 years. From 2017, when we fully launched in the public, we've helped thousands, legitimately thousands of people on the journey of training hunting retrievers. And let's just define something real quick here. We're not talking about a dog that goes and picks up ducks. We're talking about amazing hunting dogs, one that blows people away. They're blown away at the performance, at the connection that the person has with that dog. We train to a higher standard than the average standard out there. We're training to that amazing standard to where you have that deep connection, deep bond with a retriever, and you have insane responsiveness to the point that it's just like, wow, that's amazing. That's what we're talking about here. And we've helped thousands of people along the way on their journeys, literally. We've produced step-by-step courses that shows people exactly what to do. Not only that, we have community that helps people do all that. So over the years, we've helped people learn to do that. But why would you listen to us other than that? Well, let me just get real. I've been where you are. If you're on the journey of thinking, hey, I want to have a great duck hunting dog, or maybe you've done something in the past that just didn't turn out like you wanted, I understand where you're coming from, because I've been there. My very first dog did not turn out. My dad and I was young at the time, so he sent the dog to the trainer, he paid for it, and it didn't work out. And he had a lot of money down the drain to have a dog that we loved the dog, okay, but we didn't have, the result wasn't what we wanted. And that's not a fun place to be. So we also understand, let me just be totally real with you. It's truly amazing. And I'll say this, it's really a God thing that we've been where we're at, that we are, that Cornerstone has grown to be what it is. Look, here's the truth. We're not that good. We came from nothing. We fell in love with duck hunting, weren't even really involved with it for a tremendous long amount of time before we started realizing there's a new path here. And I have to give all glory to God for that, because he opened the doors for Cornerstone to blow up and become what it is. And that all goes to him. The glory and credit goes to him. So I say all that to say, it's not like we have a legacy of dog training in our family. We didn't grow up dog trainers. My dad did some beagle work, but we didn't grow up with that. We fell into it because we fell madly in love with duck hunting, and we wanted to have an amazing dog. And so that's kind of a little bit of the background, where we've come from, where we're at. But along the way, we figured out what works. We figured out, hey, we created a plan that worked, a process. It's not even a plan, it's a process, a system that you can implement with your dog. And I'm actually going to share that system with you for free in this podcast series. And here's the one thing I request of you. Number one, maybe I've got a couple of things I'll request of you. Number one, I just request that if you find this valuable, that you would please leave me a review. Look, you don't have to do it after this first episode. Listen to as many of the episodes as you want. But somewhere along the way, if you find this valuable, please leave a review. And the next thing I would really love for you to do is think of someone that this could benefit. If you know someone that this could benefit, I would request that somewhere along the way, you don't have to go out of your way to do it, but when the timing is right, when you run across someone that you think that this series could benefit, please share it with them. That would mean the world to me. And because I'm about to, again, I'm going to unpack the entire journey. I'm going to tell you what to do from start to fully trained in this series. And what is this series going to look like? Well, number one, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Your time is valuable. I understand you've got family, you've got commitments, you've got all that. So my plan is to keep these episodes as short and sweet as possible, but fully jam-packed. I'm not going to blab on. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, to the point, give you total information, as much value as possible. So we're going to do that. At the end of this, you're going to understand what the process looks like. And I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the reality of the situation so that you can make good decisions, because there's no point. I'm not going to keep some secrets here. I'm going to throw it all on the table for you so that you can listen to this, and wherever you're at, maybe you don't even have the money to train a dog. Maybe you don't even have the money to buy a course, or maybe you're unsure of who you should trust, whatever it may be, right? We have step-by-step online courses that will walk you through step-by-step. And you could buy access to that, and you could follow the videos and enjoy your dog, right? You could do that. But maybe you're just in this deciding phase. Maybe you don't have a dog yet. I don't know. Whatever it is with your specific journey, whatever the reason is, but this series is going to be amazing, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. And I'm excited to put this out there for you and just help you along the journey. Again, we have been so blessed over the past 9 years, have helped thousands of people. It's been incredible. And I'm going to tell you stories as we get through, stories of members, of their lives being changed, dogs growing, them growing. I'm going to tell you stories along the way. But at the end of this, you're going to know how to train a duck hunting dog, and you're going to know how to have that amazing duck hunting dog. So I've got a few minutes left, now that you know where we're going, to wrap up this episode and really let's actually define further where we're going, because you can't really achieve something if you don't know where you're going. You got to have a vision. Proverbs says, without a vision, the people perish, meaning they cast off restraint. So if you don't have a clear vision, then as you go to train your dog, what are you going to do? You're going to cast off restraint, and you're going to be blown by every wind and wave. Every time someone says, oh, you didn't do this right, because your dog blew up on you and it looked like trash and it didn't work out that day because you had a bad day. And then you're all in your head because you're emotionally unstable now, because it hurts when your dog doesn't listen. And now you're starting to listen to this advice, and now you're off track because someone doesn't understand the full picture and the advice they gave you doesn't work, right? That's what's at stake here. If you're not careful and you don't have that vision defined and you don't know where you're going, anything can get you off track, and you can go off on a huge detour. You might never make it back, depending on what happens. So I want to cut through all that mess for you, and I want to give you concrete where we're going. Let's define that right now. And I'm speaking to you specifically if you want this. If you don't want this episode series is not for you. I'm talking to someone that wants to have the best duck hunting dog that they can possibly have, the very best. You want to have this amazing hunting retriever that you've got an amazing bond with, that makes you proud in the field and the home. It listens well. It's extremely responsive. You also don't want to have to wrestle with your dog. You want your dog to just listen first time you give it a command, but you don't want it to do it out of fear. You want it to do it out of excitement because your dog loves you and your dog trusts you. You didn't have to force it to get there. You built a relationship with your dog, and you did it the right way so that your dog turns out like what you want. And when you're in the duck blind, you don't want a dog running around, whining, breaking, and all that mess. You want a dog that listens, sits there, honestly, to the point that people don't even know it's in the blind until you say its name and it goes out there and picks up the bird. So your dog sits steady, even when birds are in its face, 20 yards out, big geese flapping their wings, about to land, their feet are out. Your dog's sitting there just like this, maybe shaking a little, not whining, not breaking. Then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Lots of shots. Boom, 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 boom. Hitting the water. You're seeing splash everywhere. Or if you're in a field, you're seeing other geese starting to run around because so many birds fell. And your dog remains steady. That's the first thing you're looking for. A steady, calm, confident, capable retriever that's in tune with you. Next thing you're looking for is when you say your dog's name. When you give it that command, you release it. What does it do? Boom. straight out like a rocket. It goes out there straight to where you want it to go. Picks up that bird, doesn't hesitate, doesn't mess around, doesn't sling the bird around, doesn't chew it, doesn't look at it like, what am I supposed to do? Picks it up quickly, comes straight back, delivers tenderly to hand, meaning it holds its head up high, presents that bird like it's a trophy, puts it right in your hand, then gets ready for the next retrieve. Or if it's a blind retrieve out there and it's getting away and it doesn't know and you line it and you've seen it, but the bird has moved, you can stop it at the whistle, even 200 or 300 yards out there. It looks at you, you give it a nice little angle back, boom, turns, picks up that bird quickly because it took that cast and listened to you the first time you blew the whistle one time, not multiple times, not yelling at the dog. You and your dog are so in tune that it's one fluid system, like you're one component. There's no separation because y'all have that relationship, you have that bond. And it goes and does exactly what you want it to. And everybody in the blind is like, how on earth did you do that? How did you get your dog to listen that well? That is the type of person I'm talking to. So if that's you and that sounds something like something you want, you will enjoy this series. And that's what my goal is to help you achieve. My goal is to help you have that level, that high level, not a meat dog, not some dog that breaks, not a dog that whines, not a dog that you are like, you're proud of it, right? You're proud of it, but it's like, there's some things that like, I wish that was better, right? I'll fix that on my next dog. No. We don't settle here at Cornerstone, and you don't settle if you're following this process. That's the first thing. Choose not to settle. Let's set that vision in motion. What about when we're not hunting? Well, that's the vast majority of your dog's life. This is a dog that doesn't jump all over the guests when they come over. This is a dog that doesn't counter surf. This is a dog that doesn't do all that garbage. What does it do? When guests come over, it's sitting there in its position, in its place, because you've taught it the boundaries and it knows what to do. And people are like, wow, I've never seen a dog like that. Never. And it listens to you. And when you release it, it goes and does its thing. And it's a dog that you can take on your adventures because you're going to be doing things and you don't want to have to leave your dog at home. You want to be able to take your dog with you because it's a pleasure to have with you. You're not having to wrestle this dog because, again, you're in tune. You have this amazing connection. Your dog trusts you, but you also trust your dog. That's what we're looking for, guys. If you are looking for that, and that is something you want, this podcast series is for you. That is where we're going. That's the end result. A calm, confident, capable retriever that wants to please you, that has all the skill sets to be an amazing hunting retriever. This is not for competition retrievers. This is not for somebody looking to run hunt tests. If that's something you aspire to do, this series will actually help you with a foundation for that. And as far as level of training standard, like you'll be at that level, if not higher. However, we're not training for that. We're training for this connection and this bond. And this is the one distinguishing factor that is totally different than if you're going to go run hunt tests and try to do all that. They're looking more for control. I am going to teach you how to have connection, how to have one fluid team, which means you have to trust your dog has to trust you, which also means if your dog's out in the field, you learn to rely on it and it learns to rely on you. We're not looking for a dog that's a robot. We are looking, and that's amazing, by the way, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about duck hunting dog, goose hunting dog, waterfowl retriever, a bad to the bone duck hunting dog that makes you proud in the field and home. Calm, confident, capable retriever. That's what this series is going to cover. That's where we're going. That's the end goal. That's the vision. And now that vision has been laid out, I'm excited to begin this journey with you. So this is the first episode in the series, and I can't wait. We're going to start from the beginning. Where do we begin? That's where we'll start in the next episode. So if you've enjoyed this, if you love the sound of where this is going, please like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening to this, wherever you listen to podcasts, please leave a review and share it with people you know that this could be valuable to them. I will see you in the next episode.